along our space coast. A Boeing Starliner named Calypso is on its way right now to the International Space Station with 2 astronauts on board. Butch Wilmore and Sunny Williams lifted off from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station at 10:52 a.m. on the Starliner's first ever crewed flight. Channel 9's Melanie Holt watched today's launch live at the Kennedy Space Center. And Mel, this one was a long time coming, and third time was the charm.
Finally was. I can tell you, we were back here in 2019 for the Starliner's first uncrewed flight. And here we are today. Finally, we saw the liftoff, and Sunny and Butch are on their way to the International Space Station, and they should arrive about this time tomorrow.
3, 2, 1, ignition.
On the third launch attempt, NASA's Boeing crew flight test finally lifted off atop a ULA Atlas V rocket from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station at 10:52 a.m. Veteran NASA astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sunny Williams are now on their way to the International Space Station. They're already evaluating the Starliner and its systems as part of the process.
You got a good throttle up.
To certify the spacecraft for regular rotation missions to the ISS as part of NASA's Commercial Crew Program.
Good handle.
In 2014, NASA awarded contracts to SpaceX and Boeing worth a combined $6.8 billion to develop commercial crew transportation systems. SpaceX launched its first flight with Crew in 2020.
Bob and Doug started it out, and then we had Crew 1 and Crew 2, and now we're already talking about Crew 9 and getting them ready to go fly. And we're hoping to do the same.
Now it's Butch and Sunny's turn. In addition to putting the Starliner through its paces, the pair will carry about 800 pounds of cargo to the ISS, including a critical pump for the space station's water recovery system. Starliner will return to Earth with a parachute and airbag-assisted landing around June 14th. But so far, so good, and we expect an update from mission managers in about 30 minutes. We'll bring you details on that as soon as we have them. Live here at the Kennedy Space Center, Melanie Holt, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
All right, Mel, thank you. And a lot of people were excited to see the launch finally lift off today in person. Channel 9's Q McRae was one of them. He's live at Space View Park this afternoon. Q, we showed that crowd live as the launch was happening. So many excited people.
Oh, yeah, there was definitely excitement in the air here at Space View Park. I have to say, these launches have a different feel when there are people on board, and everybody was bright-eyed as they watched history unfold. All eyes were to the sky at Space View Park. Hundreds gathered to witness history.
It's awesome. It's always awesome. Pretty astounding, isn't it?
Today marked the third attempt for Boeing, NASA, and ULA to launch the Starliner spacecraft with astronauts on board, and the third time was the charm. Many in attendance were at this very site for the scrubbed launch attempts.
It took off, and it didn't on Saturday. We're glad. I'm glad that they were able to see it because they're going back on Saturday.
Today, there were no technical issues, and Mother Nature cooperated, allowing these 96 and 9-year-old sisters from Houston the opportunity to witness history.
Wonderful. The knowledge that God put into men's head to go up there. It's amazing to see, that everything come and go up.
The Atlas V rocket blasted off on time, disappeared behind some clouds, and reappeared to applause from the crowd.
I didn't expect it to be like fully orange and stuff. I thought I'd see the rocket.
About a minute after liftoff, the rumble from the engines hit the Titusville shore.
It's pretty cool when you hear the rumble.
Now, what's also really cool is that if this launch and mission are successful, we will have more manned launches in the future here from our Space Coast. So it's an exciting time to be here. From Titusville, I'm Q McRae, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
For a young man like you to talk to. So that's perfect. All right, so here, my name is Q. His name is Josh. What's your name?
Avery.
Can you spell that for me, bud?
A-V-E-R-Y.
Okay, and what's your last name?
Gaffka.
Spell that for me.
G-A-F-F-K-A.
How old are you? 8. And where are you from?
Florida.
Where in Florida?
Port Orange.
Port
You're
Orange.
doing great with these questions. I'm just reeling them off and you're answering them all. Good job. I'm going to ask you a really obvious question now. What just happened?
The rocket launch.
Yeah, Yeah, what did you think, bud?
I haven't seen any rocket launches in my life, so I really liked it.
Okay. What was the best part?
Seeing it launch.
Yeah. Now, how did you feel when you saw that? Was it what you expected? Was it different than you expected?
I didn't expect it to be like fully orange. I thought I'd see it.
Because it was really bright as it was going up, right? And what happened about a minute after it took off?
Like it started to go and make smoke.
Did you hear the rumble? Was that cool? That happened about a minute after it lifted off. What did you think about that?
So, well, it's pretty cool when you hear the rumble.